Production funding for Flying Squirrels Insider is made possible in part by the Buick LaCrosse, a luxury sedan available at your local Buick dealer. Experience Buick.
Ball from Castro, and out is safe. He struck him up. Ryan Cabot. That one is gone. Johnny Bonell racing around baseline. Fastball in the air to right field. This one hit deep. Miller heading back, watching it fly, and Perez has given the Squirrels the finale.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Flying Squirrels Insider. I'm your host, John Laaser. Very pleased to be back with you in studio as we return to full strength on the set today. The usual suspects, Wes McElroy and Burnham, are here, and our job today is to tell you how the Squirrels can get back on track after their June swoon has seen them stumble down the standings. Plus, we look forward to the Eastern League All-Star Game, and we welcome Squirrels side armor Edwin Quirarte to FSI Field to demonstrate how a change in arm angle has him eyeing the big leagues once again. The Squirrels have been struggling swinging the bats lately, but that didn't stop them from swinging the golf clubs for a good cause last week. A number of Squirrels players and coaches took part in the Flying Squirrels' first ever Celebrity Golf Classic, and they raised nearly $7,000 for the Miracle League of Richmond. FSI was, of course, on hand to find out if these world-class ball players are as smooth on the links as they are on the diamond.
Okay. Make the little ball go near the hole. That's our key. Halt.
And the home of the brave.
Fantastic, as we knew that it would be, and a great start to what's going to be a great day. Again, remember, guys, the key today is to have fun, and remember that we're raising money for a great cause.
What are we now? What do you like, 3 under?
Yeah,
or 2
I
under?
think so.
2 under or 3 under?
Yeah, something.
We're not...
12. We're 12 under. We're 12 under. We're good.
We set out to be 20 under, so we're a little off the pace right now, but we're working on the pace. We'll get there. Trust us. Yeah.
Right down the center.
Whoa, look at that. That he made it.
Baseball and golf go hand in hand. We've had a number of players that have been great golfers. We worked it out with the Giants this year where the players can play as a celebrity with some groups that are here. All the money is going to go to the Miracle League, who have also been great partners with us. So this is really a friends and family type event for us, and one that we've really been looking forward to.
The Miracle League is for any child that has the ability to play ball, but for some reason cannot play conventional youth ball. They are invited to play Miracle League ball. Today's tournament money that'll come to the Miracle League is earmarked for handicap-accessible restrooms at our facility. This gives us an opportunity to put handicap-accessible restrooms right on the same side of the field.
We've got a lot of things going on, and it wouldn't be a Flying Squirrels event if we just teed it up and played straight through without stuff going on. We've got a hole-in-one to win a motorcycle. We've got the Red Bull gals out here. We've got things going around the course. We've got mulligans. We've got 50-50 raffle. We're going to have a silent auction afterwards. We've got Wes McElroy broadcasting live. So we've got a ton of things happening here at the golf course for sure.
If I win that motorcycle, I might jump in the lake on 9. So, as long as we're having fun, and whether we win or not, it doesn't matter, but we're having fun, and that's the main thing. We're here for a great cause.
Oh. That's in the fairway. That's in the fairway. It's not bad.
I love baseball. I love golf, so it's a great match. Meeting Parney and John Laaser, and then being able to give back to the community and the kids, and we're doing a baseball, softball clinic today. We're absolutely thrilled to have them here, and between the two organizations, the match is like made for us.
Yep, there it goes.
Straight as an arrow.
Which squirrel is your biggest competition today?
I'm going to have to say Edwin Quirarte. I think now that he's shaved his head, he looks a little more professional. And I'm going to be honest, he's a handsome man, and handsome men are great at golf.
Everybody's having a great time. This tournament is exactly what we want. People enjoying each other, enjoying fun here on this beautiful golf course at Dominion, and raising money for the great people at the Miracle League. TW and everybody at Dominion has done a great job today with the clinic, the autograph session with the players. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. This is right in our wheelhouse.
Good thoughts, good thoughts. Go in. Oh, get up. Come on. It looked pretty, though.
And now it's time for more dugout thoughts with Chris Glore.
I've always wondered if fans miss me on days I don't pitch. I mean, 6'6" lefties with brown hair, blue eyes, and body of a Greek god, they don't come around too often. Plus, with a razor-sharp wit and a lyrical brilliance, I'm the whole package, baby. I should start practicing my windmill delivery like a softball pitcher. I could throw every day. That'd be a win for everybody. I've always wanted to throw a rise curve. Plus, I think I'd look good in those shorts.
Good to be back on set here on Flying Squirrels Insiders. We've got the usual cast of characters, John Laaser along with Jay Burnham and Wes McElroy. We're going to chat with those guys about a June swoon, and we're going to see what happened. And for that, we'll, of course, go to Jay Burnham, whom we blame everything on. But first, a reminder, text FSI throughout the course of the show today to 44544, and we're going to hook you up with some Flying Squirrels stuff. And Jay, I know we blame stuff on you, but you're actually the one that's coordinating that free stuff. So I don't feel bad coming to you first. Squirrels were rolling right along there in May, top offense in the league, and the bottom fell out. What went wrong?
First, it's glad to have you back.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
And so you expect types of ups and downs throughout the course of a season, but what happened with this team offensively was rather startling, to be honest with you, because we were here not 2 weeks ago talking about how potent this offense is. But I believe it begins with Joe Panik. We discussed this on the radio broadcast, and as Panik struggled, then the rest of the lineup below him started to follow suit. However, they broke out of it last night as we record this before a doubleheader against the Bowie Bay Sox, and you feel like this lineup really doesn't have much to worry about, but those are types of I guess, steps or missteps along the way that you kind of expect for a team, and hopefully this club can pull themselves out of it.
I think Jay's right. Joe Panik's the linchpin, Wes, and why is a guy like that so important to everybody else? He's not taking the swings for them after all.
No, but he is. He's a spark plug in the offense, and right now he's one of the toughest outs in the Eastern League. He's a smart hitter. He's a guy who can work a count. He can get pitches. He can help your lineup see what the pitcher's arsenal is. He only struck out 1 in every 11 at bats, and we've seen now Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He's really got things cranked up. He's batting .337 in the past week, so it's starting to tune up. As you said, it was like this cold front hit this offense, and now things are starting to get back to more of an average.
Yeah, to that point, I think that's expected. I think you would almost be surprised if an entire team or just certain prospects went through an entire season without any struggles. And I think to a certain point, the Major League organization wants your prospects to struggle a bit, find out what adversity is like, and really fail for the first times in their career, and then see if they can overcome that. And we're at that point where we can see if this team can pull it together.
Well, you were the first one to tell me that I might be getting ahead of myself when I was plotting out the parade route for the Eastern League Championship that I was expecting after that torrid stretch in the month of May. And at the same time, I think we need to slow ourselves down a bit and say these are guys at the AA level. There's going to be some inconsistency. Squirrels are going to be competitive going forward.
Yeah, they're going to be competitive, and they're still at 500. I think we need to forget that during this stretch, the Squirrels lost 7 consecutive ball games. The pitching was there. They had guys like Chris Glore and Craig Westcott really take the mantle for the team in the rotation. So you feel a lot better about that, and also mixing in the fact that you lost one of your best hitters in Javier Herrera, who went down for 7 days, and just really an unfortunate timing set of circumstances for the Squirrels. So with his return last night for Richmond, I think you feel pretty good. But I think this league, there's a lot of mediocrity, and right now they're at 500, and if you get a little bit of a boost, you'll find yourself in the postseason.
And as we get to the more competitive months down the road, when we start to find out who's going to be in the postseason, I want to look at that with you guys in terms of the level of competition, the level of talent in this league this year, because I think everyone that we've talked to and talked about, it's been down a little bit. It's not an indictment on the prospects that are here. It's just an indictment on the fact that there's not more of them here at the same time. But with that said, we're coming around to All-Star time, and the Squirrels are going to be well represented because despite their struggles, they've had a number of guys that have put up great statistical first halves of the year. And you mentioned Javier Herrera, Jay, and we're going to get there in just a second. But let's start with Mark Minikazi, no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slam dunk. Everybody who, even if the teams that the Squirrels haven't seen, they see his name atop the leaderboards and batting average. And I think what's pretty impressive for Minikazi is not so much the average, but the on-base percentage. We saw it again the other day. He walked twice, was hit by a pitch, on base 3 times, going 0 for 1. So I think that's just an absolute slam dunk, and he'll be representing the West.
Javier Herrera came back last night, and we saw an instant spark for the Squirrels. Most runs they've scored in 3 weeks with him at the top spot. He did strike out 3 times, but he also added 2 doubles. Wes, I know you were enjoying the game with your family. Slacker. What did you see from Javier Herrera? Why is he an all-star? Why does he, again, have a chance to be a big leaguer?
Well, you saw what Dave McElroy did with the lineup early on. He had Jarrett Parker, and then when Parker started struggling, he moved Herrera up. Herrera goes into the disabled list, and we've talked about panic before. You saw last night that 1-2 punch of Herrera, then panic. But Javier Herrera has been outstanding this season. 307 as he comes off the disabled list. He's the top stolen base producer for the Flying Squirrels. Second in batting average. He's in top 10 across the Eastern League. As you said, no-brainer. He's really one of the stars. His bat's turned on, and he provides a real spark, a real juice into that lineup coming back from the DL.
And again, I want to reiterate, we're just prospecting potential All-Stars. You can usually get a pretty good feel for these things, and the All-Star squads are going to be announced in a couple of days, and we'll have that for you on the next edition of Flying Squirrels Insider. But, you know, guys, I was sitting with Andrew Susak in the dugout yesterday before batting practice, and he had mentioned, do you think I'm going to be an All-Star? And I said, I think you have a very good shot. He said, unreal. And I think he's still thinking back, Jay, to the time where it wasn't sure if he was going to be at this level. Why is it not unreal that he should be an All-Star?
Well, it's not unreal because he's been one of the best catchers in this league. And when you talk about a catcher, you have to incorporate his defense just as much as you incorporate his offense. And it's unreal for him because we sat in the office before the start of the season and said, hey, who's going to catch for this team? And there were reports that he might go back to start the season in High A San Jose. Well, he has succeeded here with flying colors, 9 home runs, a batting average upwards of 270, has been able to throw out runners at a 40% clip. So when you incorporate all those things that he's been able to do for this team, and including keeping the pitching staff atop the league lead in ERA, you really think that he should be representing the Squirrels in the All-Star game.
Other candidates that I feel like have a shot for the Squirrels, Ryan Lawless. I'd really like to see that for him because we've talked about the inconsistencies and we've certainly seen those play out, but he's been a guy that's been there really from about the second week of the season. He's really been a spark plug, whether it be at the top or the bottom, and also Adam Duvall. It's unfortunate with the thumb injury. We made some fun of that with Adam's help here on this program, but really it derailed what I thought was going to be a historic start to the season for him. We'll see if voters remember what he did at the outset of the season. All right, let's move to the pitchers. Squirrels are going to be represented there as well. The Giants are one of the most noted organizations for developing pitchers. Guy that we didn't know a lot about coming into the season. He's become a verb. His name is Mr. Snodgrass.
Yeah, Jack Snodgrass. And I think he's also a no-brainer along with Minikazi of guys that are going to represent this team. Will he pitch? Will he start the All-Star game? I don't think it lines up for him if you count 5 days out for him in the rotation. I believe his last start will be the day before the All-Star break against Akron or the day before that. So he might not pitch in the All-Star game, but he'll be certainly awarded the nomination.
We were planning on talking about Darryl Madej, who's been outstanding, recreating himself as the Flying Squirrels closer during this segment. And I think he would have been an Eastern League All-Star, but I know he's the happiest guy right now to not be an All-Star. And why is that, Wes? And why are we all so happy about it?
Well, this is one of those transactions that really kind of leaps off the page because we've known Darryl for 4 years. Darryl gets called up to AAA Fresno over the course of the weekend. And you produce a lot of the statements that go out, the press releases. This was not a typical transaction. This was one where the entire organization was extremely happy for Darryl. This is a guy who started off as a starter, found his troubles, went to Fresno, came back, went to Fresno again, came back, reinvented himself as a closer, really has added things to his arsenal of pitches. He's got it geared up. He's been producing this season, and now he gets the call up. So he was on his way to be an Eastern League All-Star. Now he's on his way to AAA baseball, where we love Darryl. We just hope we don't see him for quite some time.
Yeah, we'll see him at the hot stove next year for sure. And actually, I tweeted out congratulations to Darryl Madej. It was the most retweeted tweet I've ever sent out from ushers, from game day interns, from everybody else. They love that guy. But the bottom line is the Eastern League's going to want to replace him, and the Squirrels have some pretty good candidates, Edwin Quirarte and Chris Glore. I think right now, and there's a few days left in the process, it'd be Quirarte, but Glore gets to make one more start before they name those teams, and he could very well go out and dominate against the Bowie Bay Sox. Well, all right, it's been somewhat of a June swoon, and we've talked about that, and we don't like to be negative because, hey, why be negative? We don't have to when it comes to the fan support that the Squirrels have got, guys. It's been a record-setting first half for this team.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, this is obviously my first year here in Richmond, and the environment is something that you're not entirely used to. We saw just a Monday game before we record this on Tuesday, and just the crowd that came out for that and was really into the contest from first pitch to the end of the ball game. And so we saw a record weekend for the Flying Squirrels, nearly 27,000 last weekend at the ballpark, and it just continues to be a remarkable success. And you have to credit the guys in the front office staff that starts with Todd Parney-Parnell, Bill Papierniak, and of course John Laaser. The ticket office, the group sales, Brandon Greed and Brandon Porter and Patrick Flower and all the guys that make it happen.
Wes, we just got back from a trip. Reading's got the huge video board. All these other teams are adding amenities. The Squirrels haven't done that because they're saving that for when they move into a new ballpark, hopefully. How do they continue to best those organizations?
Well, to piggyback what Jay just said, let's remember, school is just getting out. So now the kids and the family lifestyle, that flexibility is there to go to the games, but we've already seen thousands upon thousands pile in every weekend. As you said, it is a credit to the front office. It's a credit to the experience. You mentioned I took my niece and my nephew to the game last night. My nephew's 2.5, my niece is 6. It's about the experience. It's about being there. It's about the entertainment. And it's the experience. It's not only great while you're there, but it brings you back. And credit to the Squirrels. My dad's Air Force crew used to have a slogan. We've been doing so much with so little for so long. We can do anything with nothing forever. And they've done a lot with a diamond. Now it's the city's turn to make note of the success of this team. I'll take the pot shot there.
Frank always has words of wisdom. Sometimes you follow it, sometimes you don't. Frank's actually here on set today with us as we shoot Flying Squirrels Insider. Well, the Squirrels continue to look forward. We hope to have that environment in the postseason, and of course we'll be with you all the way there. And a guy that will be a big reason why is going to stop by next and show us how he has turned around his career by dropping down to the side. We welcome Flying Squirrels right-hander Edwin Quirarte here on FSI Field when Flying Squirrels Insider continues. Welcome back to Flying Squirrels Insider. We've moved it to FSI Field, and we now welcome in a very special guest, Squirrels right-hander Edwin Quirarte. And Q, thanks for being here, man. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, John.
This is actually not your first time on this program. However, it will be your first time talking about baseball. You've been our only ribbon dancer. You've also participated in broadcaster auditions and the bullpen sketch last year. But we did want to have you on and talk about baseball because you've really had a year in which you've reemerged. You've done that by becoming a sidearm pitcher. How'd you make that transition?
That was about May last season where pitching coach Ross Grimsley pulled me aside and told me over the top wasn't working for me, so we had to make a change. And I would drop down sidearm every once in a while. We did that during one bullpen, and things were looking good and positive, so we just started working on it through the month of May, and now I'm here.
You make that transition, and it's kind of like saying goodbye to a long friend because you'd been an over-the-top or conventional pitcher all the way back to your Little League days. How difficult was that?
It was very tough. It was very tough to accept the fact that over-the-top wasn't going to work for me anymore. And it's part of the game, though. I knew I had to make a change to save my career, and I had to do it, and Grimsley's worked with me, and thank God it's been working out.
Was a tough transition. I think everybody expected that it would be. You had some rough moments, but coming back this year, your first full year of being a sidearmer, you looked much more comfortable. How do you feel now as compared to last May?
I'm more confident. I'm comfortable, obviously, and playing winter ball in the offseason, Puerto Rico helped me out a lot, working with numerous catchers, and just being consistent, working on the same thing over and over, and has really helped me out, and I'm really happy about it.
You've joked with me that you can actually throw 27 different pitches because you can still come from over the top and throw all the same pitches that you do now as the side armor, but you've also incorporated some new stuff. How many pitches, in all sincerity, can you actually throw in a game?
I want to say 6, just because I can.
Oh, now it's 6.
I can come over the top and mix those in still, although they're not really successful, but it's good to change the hitter's eye level and it's just a blessing still.
What do you see? What do you see in a hitter when you think to yourself, this is a good time to come back over the top?
It's just when I notice hitters are cheating up in the batter's box, and Andrew Suzak, who's great behind the plate, and same with Mark Wagner, they'll notice it too, and then they'll give me a sign to throw over the top and try and sneak a fastball by them.
We were having some fun, we being Jay Burnham and I, my broadcast partner, because a couple of outings back at the Diamond, you unveiled a pitch. We didn't quite know what to call it. It came in at 60 miles an hour, and we called it at first the Eternity Ball, then we switched to the Powder Puff. You and I have kicked around the Balloon Ball, but it's basically a reincarnation of the Ephus pitch. Where did that come from? How do you throw that?
Well, once again, Grimsley talked to me about mixing up the speeds of every pitch, and he's very old school, so he would obviously talk to me about it even more and more. And I tried it one day during the bullpen and worked out, and then tried it in the game, and it's been successful. And it's a really good pitch. I'll show you guys.
If for the comparison to people that might not know, it's basically like a drag racing car coming out, and then the parachute shooting out, it just stops. You think you can show our viewers how to throw it?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Well, that's what we're going to do. Edwin Quirarte and his powder puff pitch when we come back on FSI and we get dirty on the field.
And now it's time for more dugout thoughts with Chris Glore.
Parker. I know Jared's from Virginia and all, but really naming a rally pig after him? Get over yourself, Parney. Why can't we have a rally animal named after me? What about Glore's giraffe? Or better yet, Gloria the rally gorilla. Try saying that 10 times fast. The merchandising possibilities alone are huge. Speaking of huge, she might scare the kids, but it's okay. This is more about satisfying me than about.
And here we are on FSI Field. Squirrels right-hander Edwin Quirarte is still with us. We're going to bring in a guy who knows all about the tools of ignorance as our catcher for this segment. Of course, Wes McElroy is here. And Edwin, we want to show our viewers how you throw the ball sidearm, but I think to give them the perspective on how difficult that transition is, it might be best to first start with how you used to do it conventionally. So we're going to first have them watch you throw it over the top, as we say. I'll be Dave McElroy here, handing him the ball. You're in. So here we go. Just throw one pitch over the top to Wes. There it is. See, just the conventional step forward, and as he just strides right towards the plate, that's fairly conventional. So that's where you have to start when you're making the adjustment to sidearm, is it not?
Yeah, obviously you want to keep your weight going forward.
So how do you do that when you step out to the side? Phil McCormick comes the other way. We've seen that from him, but you're actually going to step towards third base when you're dropping down.
Yeah, we step across our body to create more movement on the ball. And
let's see what that one looks like just one time. You work from the stretch exclusively. So here he is from the stretch. He comes to the set. You can see he steps more towards third base and then just dips that front shoulder down. Now, how difficult was that to just get used to kind of diving away from the plate and not going towards your target?
It was really tough, but obviously we worked on that every day as much as we can. And
how's the difference in the fastball as opposed to your bread and butter, which is the split finger fastball? Is there any difference in that delivery?
There's a lot. I mean, you're throwing underhand and not over the top, so.
Well, let's see that one from the side. The split finger fastball, the Edwin Quirarte special. As he comes set one more time. Now, how important is it for you? You don't necessarily start that pitch. Come on, McElroy. Yeah, come get that. You don't necessarily start that pitch behind the batter, but you will start your breaking ball behind the batter. That's the advantage that you have from coming from the side.
Yeah, it's a great advantage to have.
You just told us you could throw 6 pitches, so how many from the side?
I feel 4 or 5.
Okay, the one that we have not seen yet is the eternity ball. Now, you mentioned where this came from. I want to see the differences, and it's more in terms of the arm angle. You come all the way from underneath with basically, I don't want to call it a lob pitch, but it's a pitch that stops almost in midair. Show us how you do that. Do it in slow motion, though, this time, as you dip down to the side, and the difference between where you're releasing that pitch to where you're normally releasing your sidearm fastball.
Okay. I usually just get under the ball a little bit more.
So here he comes, and it's almost kind of a wrist twist at the end to make it stop like that, isn't it? He's the worst. He's got Rube's disease from Major League 2. He's the pitcher over here, McElroy. Let's go. All right, let's do that one more time real quickly. Here's the powder puff. You actually like that name, don't you? That was surprising to me.
It's a lot better than just a slow slider.
The powder puff. Here it comes right into your living room. We've been glad to come into your living room once again this week, and we have a lot of folks to thank, including all the guys on the team, the coaching staff that took time on their off day to benefit the Miracle League and swing the golf clubs in our Flying Squirrels' first ever charity golf tournament held out at the Dominion Club. For our entire crew here at FSI, I'm John Laaser saying we'll see you next time for another episode of Flying Squirrels Insider.
Production funding for Flying Squirrels Insider is made possible in part by the GMC Terrain, available at your local GMC dealer. We are professional grade.